Okay, so prior to my previous video about my sister calling me, telling me I left the store, I didn't do that. I woke up this morning, I made breakfast, I turned off the stove, I went into my room, I ate my breakfast, came back um, into the kitchen, put my dishes in the sink. I went, I took a shower. Okay, I took a shower, got dressed, went back into the kitchen, and I washed my dishes. Now, if I had left the stove on, let's say it would be the kettle, right? I didn't turn off the kettle. I would have heard the kettle whistling, right? And I didn't hear it whistling. So what is they're doing something. They're up to something. This is what they do, right? Because now that I've basically uh, you know, I guess because again, they want me to be quiet about what it is that they're doing, and the videos that I've done, whenever I expose them, they will try to retaliate. So this is a retaliation. Basically, what they're trying to do is trying to, you know, get me removed, right, from the apartment, right, which I share with my sister and her two kids, right, trying to get me removed from there by doing some shit like that. It's probably one of her kids. One of her kids did it. Call her and say, "Oh, Nigel, this," because I'm not there to defend myself. So she's talking to me, and I'm like, I'm saying to myself, wasn't really thinking. So I'm like, oh, well, if I did, I'm sorry, but I didn't. Like I said, when I think back about it, when I go back to the steps, because when I was washing the dishes, if the stove was on, I would have heard the kettle whistling, and I would have heard it. All right, so now I'm trying to call my sister back, and guess what? She turns off her phone. Right? She turns off her phone. Okay? But again, you see, this is how they try to trick you and trap you into admit into something that you didn't do, right? So now she doesn't want to hear me, because now that I had some time to think about it, I'm like, no, and I'm trying to call her back. Now she's not answering her phone. Okay, so I can guarantee you when I go home, right, that she's going to come to me and say, well, you can't do stuff. I have the baby in the house or whatever, to try to put it on me, to use that as an excuse to tell me I got to leave. This is what they do. Okay, this is what they do. When they have done this to me, right, conspire against my rights, right, engage in a destructive, illegal, coercive persuasion program, and in order for them to escape accountability, right, they have to concoct these type of stuff, right, this shit, okay, in order to remove me from my home, or try to say, well, because of your target and you're crazy, this and that, and try to institutionalize me. This is the thing that they do, and I want people to understand this. All right, this is the method and the tactics that they use. Okay,